Hello and welcome to the Best Today podcast. I am your host, Shantae Grant, and today I want to talk to you about how Best Today resources work together for you. Thought about this episode at the end of our live event in January. One of the attendees, Carlin, turned and said, "Oh, now I see. I see how all of the products work so seamlessly together and they fit." And I thought to myself, oh, I thought I had already made that so clear in everything that I do. And it's just that reminder to continue to share with you all because you think you might have said something or explained it in one place or another. So that is why I decided to do this episode. Talking about how our resources work together. Now, before I get started, I want to tell you that we have a resource for you, a free download with this episode, how to get it will be linked in the show notes, episode 107. So it's besttoday.co/107. We want to get you this download that's going to be your resource checklist for Best Today. It's fantastic if you're new to Best Today, or if you've just been around listening or lurking in the background saying, I don't know where to get started, or I don't know. We got you today. No more excuses, okay? So you can get that by going to besttoday.co/107, which are the show notes for today's episodes. So let's get started talking about it. And the first thing I want to start with is understanding why we exist, why I created this company, right? We are here to help you to live a life of intention. How do I get to help you to live a life of intention? Because saying that, it's like, it sounds great. And it's like, oh, that sounds great. Yeah, I definitely want to live with intention. Okay, I want to do that. How? Well, here's how I can help you with that. Your time is where it starts, because time is the capsule that we all live in. We have a limited amount of time, I want to make sure that didn't sound like unlimited, a limited amount of time, but we have enough time. So we have a limited amount, but we have enough. That's the first thing I want you to understand. I want you to move away from this mindset of, oh, there's just not enough time. There's not enough time. There's not enough time. That's a story and a lie that has been sold for you to cause chaos, confusion, constraints, and all kind of mess in your life. Think of it differently. I have a limited amount of time, but I have enough time. Okay. So how does one then live an intentional life with a little bit of time, a limited amount of time, but enough time, right? Our time is a reflection of who we are, what we want, and the season of life we're in, right? So that's how we have to learn how to be intentional with our time. I always teach and say that that is the foundation of intentionality, being really clear on who you are, what you want, and the season of life you're in. You have to honor that, okay? Or you're going to find yourself distracted, discontented, and so many other words that you don't want to be, right? So I want to help you get clear on that as the basis and the foundation of how you live out your time. And that's where I create from. It's really important to understand where someone is creating something from you from. Like when I talk about social media, it's not created from a place of wanting to see you be healthy and thrive. You have to be aware of that when using someone's something that they created and understanding what the heart is behind that. Is the intent just to keep you distracted so that you're staying on a platform that makes a lot of money for that said platform, but it's deteriorating the mental health of you and most people who are using it? I'm looking at you, social media. Or, so I share that though, because it's really important when you start just looking at the companies and the brands, the things that you purchase and give your time, right? And your ears, your eyes, your attention. What is the heart of that? Where are they coming from? I like to explain where I'm coming from because maybe someone is thinking, nope, I just want someone to teach me how to get more done and go, go, go. You're not going to be happy here because I'm going to be pushing against that nature of yours, right? So I just wanted to share, I'm creating from that place, right, of really helping you to live a life of intention, to get clear on the things that matter, who you are, what you want, and honoring the season of life you're in. Because I also believe in the power of today. Today is the most important thing. Tomorrow doesn't exist, and yesterday not only doesn't exist anymore, it's never coming back. It's gone, right? Today is what matters. And so knowing that and knowing what my aim and my goal for the people I want to reach and help, how do I help them get started, right? Well, the first thing is this podcast. You're already consuming or using something that I have created to help you, a resource. This podcast, it's a place for you to be encouraged, to be guided, to learn something, to hear seeds that I'm planting or water seeds you've already had planted in your life. It's a conversation. It's here to challenge you to think and remind you that you are worth the effort it takes to live an intentional life. It is to help you learn and unlearn, right? It is to be an encouragement to you. This is why I do this podcast, why I sit here for countless hours and have for over 5 years as a podcaster, why I pay my team and editors and so many other people who are involved behind the scenes, but give it to you for $0. It's because I want you to have a consistent source, right? A consistent source you can count on every Monday to be there, or just even have a wealth of resources, right? Even if you just go back, this is episode 107. You have over 100 episodes that you can go back and glean from and count on. And I know many of you are saving your favorites, and in the community, people are always saying, oh, this is the one I go back and listen to all the time, or I go back and listen to this one, or this was my favorite. And I love that so much, so much, because that is exactly why I created it. Not for you to listen to it once and move on, but to put it in your pocket for the times in which you need to come back and be refreshed. Do I listen to my own content? Absolutely. Because do I need the messages? Absolutely. Because I'm a human just like you. So the first place is this podcast, right? That consistent place of encouragement and the resource for you. Number 2 is then I want you to understand the importance of proactively planning your days and your weeks. This is me putting your toe just a little bit in the water of being intentional with your time, proactive with your time, and optimizing your time. You first have to understand what you're doing with your time. And what does that look like? Looking at our days and our weeks. Those are the things that are closest to us, right? Before we get to months and quarters and years, let's get to those days and weeks. Those are really close by, the things we have something to do about kind of right now in the present moment. So teaching you how to proactively plan your days and your weeks. And if you're new here, or even if you're not, I'm going to tell you the first thing I created to help you do that is the guide, the manual on how to proactively preview and plan your months, your weeks, and your days. You want to get that first and foremost, because that is going to give you my method. It's going to give you examples. It's going to give you mock-ups. It's going to give you definitions. It's going to give you answers to the most frequently asked questions for doing this for almost a decade of helping people this way. I know the questions that people ask, and I'm giving you those answers. That is the first resource, why I created that, to give you a starting place so that you know then how to proactively plan and preview your months, your weeks, your days. Let's go back to months and weeks and your weeks and days, Then we'll take that. Okay, I know how to do it, but where am I going to do it? I give you the tools for that as well. For your week, I give you your weekly preview pads. You have 2 to choose from. The full weekly that lets you see the full week, or the Clear Your Mind that gives you the full week and that space to clear your mind. Clear your mind, because there's so much running up there in it. I also have the Clear Your Mind pads, which I talk about in another episode, the importance of the Clear Your Mind practice. I'll link to that in the show notes, but teaching you how important it is to get the things in your head out of there and to get them on paper and then categorize them into now, next, later, right? I talk about this in the Clear Your Mind episode, which I'll link to in the show notes, but it's really important to consistently learn how to preview your weeks. And so I teach you how to do that in the guide, besttoday.co/ctone. All the things I'm talking about today will be linked in the show notes and are all available on our website and very easy to find, either daily planning, weekly planning, and then we have a full planning and routine section, okay? I don't hide these things. Why would I create things and then hide them? They're on the website, very easy to find, but I want to walk you through it. There's the guide to tell you how to do it. Then there's the product to do it in. For your weeks, weekly preview planning pads are a great place to start. You got 2 types to choose from because we have people with different types of brains who have different types of wants. We have some people who are like, I only want full weekly. And we have some who are like, I only want Clear Your Mind. And then we have those like me who are like, there's some weeks I want the full and some weeks I want the clear. So we use both, okay? And then your days. We give you 2 options in the pads as well. The pads have 50 sheets. They cover 50 days. Results and outcomes is great because it gives you a place not only to proactively plan your day, but also as you go throughout your day, it have a space for adding any appointments, things come up for your calendar, questions, hurdles, the things that are next steps as a result of your day. You have it all in one place. The My Daily Plan mirrors the Best Today Guide, which I'm going to talk about next. The Best Today Guide, which is proven. I mean, I have been using this method for almost a decade because I used it before it actually turned into the Best Today Guide to teach and train business owners on how to plan their days. This is probably our most popular of the new 2023 pads. It's the My Daily Plan. It's pulled right out of the Best Today Guide, 50 sheets to teach you how to plan your days. And it follows the setup on how I teach you how to do that with your morning, evening routine, taking care of your mental, emotional, physical well-being, defining your one thing, and results and outcomes. All of this makes sense if you get the guide on how to preview your days and weeks, okay? And then look at the products. I promise all of this makes sense. That's why I started with the guide, because I want to teach you first. I got to teach you first. Please don't try to use something and you haven't taken the manual. Don't get in a car and just start driving and no one's ever taught you how to drive, right? No one got on a bike and just started pedaling. You have to learn how first. That's what the guide is, okay? So picture at the top, we've got the guide. Then underneath it, weekly pads to preview my week, daily. Now, if you want one place to put it all together, that's the Best Today Guide. It starts with the guided pages to help you think through your big picture. What do you want? What won't get you there? Then it narrows you down to like the next 14 weeks because it covers 14 weeks. What's the most important thing going on over the next 14 weeks? It has a place to share write down your wins, your memories, your lessons. It has a place where you write out the things you're focused on over the next 14 weeks, a place to break it down month by month, a place every week to preview your weeks and plan your days, and a starting morning practice that helps you start your days with intention. This is like the Rolls Royce, right? This is our keystone product. But we understand some people aren't ready for that yet, which is why we created the pads, the breakout products, the weekly and the daily, so that you can start right where you are and don't feel like you have to get into something that's not a fit for you right now. A lot of times people grow into the Best Today Guide, or they love the pad so much they stick with that. There's not one that's better than the other one. The one that's best is the one that's best for you right now. Okay? You right now. Now, what we offer is what we call week to day bundles. And that's when you get the weekly preview pad of your choice, the daily pad of your choice, and the guide. This is the place to start. This is the place to start because you get everything I just mentioned, how to preview and plan your weeks and days, and then a place to do both of those, right? Those are three things. You get the guide immediately, then you get your weekly and your daily are shipped to you, okay? That is called the week to day bundles, and you get to choose which one you want for your week and which one you want for your days. Full weekly or clear your mind, results and outcome, or full weekly, okay? That is the first step. Learning how to consistently preview my weeks and plan my days. I'm going to learn how to do it in the guide, and then I'm going to do it in the weekly and the daily pad of my choice. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. Today, we have a 5-star review of our Not Waiting for January class replay. And it's from Stacy, who writes, a very timely class. This was such a fantastic class. Shante spoke about a lot of misconceptions presented to us and how they can cause us to put off till that perfect time. Hint, there is no perfect time. What we should start today. She provides the principles needed to retrain our brain so that we can start small and see results. Shante has a very personable and easy way of communicating hard truths so that they are actionable. Highly recommend. Thank you so much for that 5-star review. And like Stacy, I highly recommend if you have not sat in this class. First of all, the great thing is as soon as you order it, you get immediate access. So you're about 1 to 2 minutes right now away from being able to watch it. You can pause, take notes, and there is a place to submit questions if you have questions along the way. So go right now to notwaitingforjanuary.com. We'll also link to it in the show notes. Notwaitingforjanuary.com to get into that class replay. You're going to love it. And it's really going to help you if you have been someone who really has not been able to be consistent with optimizing your time. notwaitingforjanuary.com. Go get inside this 5-star reviewed program or class replay. You're going to love it and learn lots. And don't forget, there is a space to submit questions if you have them while watching. Notwaitingforjanuary.com. So that's where we start. Next, right? Because I understand that along the way with learning to be proactive, there are different things that cause hurdles. And I've created programs for the 3 biggest hurdles that I have heard from thousands of customers worldwide. One is, I got to start creating better routines. And I teach you exactly how to do that with Right Now Routine, right? Now we're getting into our online programs. And I created those because you get it immediately. As soon as you log on or sign up and order it, you get immediate access. So this is something that you have access to right now. You don't have to wait for something to be shipped to you. You don't have to wait a lot of time. You just get started. Number 2, I hear the problem of, I got to get better at actually doing the things I say I'm going to do. How do I execute on my plans and goals? And that's Plans Be Done, where I teach you how to, in fact, do that. In that online program, how to plan without procrastination or perfectionism. And then number 3 is clutter everywhere and not a drop to drink, right? And that's Clean One Room, teaching you how to clean one room at a time and then set it on a reset routine. I'm telling you, every program, people come back and say, when I do it exactly like you tell me, wow, it works. And if you're interested in all of them, we have an online program bundle that bundles them and allows you to save. You're not going to bundle them and take them all at once. You're going to start with the one you want or need, and then eventually take the other 2. The online program bundle does give you your first month in the Best Today community for free, as does the Best Today Guide, your first month in the community for free, so that we can put our arms around you and help you walk through the things that you're undertaking. Those things sometimes need you to have a little bit of accountability or a place to ask questions surrounding you, okay? So that's the second tier. Is there an online program that can help filter in some other things you need? Routine, plans, getting the stuff out of your house, okay? Or cleaning and really setting your home up to be a place where you can breathe and putting it on a reset routine, okay? Now, next tier. All the stuff I've been talking about can be challenging, and community is really important. And so the Best Today community is the safe space for you to navigate living with intention, being consistent, and working on getting clear on the things that matter to you. Working through any of the products we just talked about or programs, it's really helpful to have that place. Or just saying, I love what Best Today stands for. I want to be surrounded by other women who are also striving for this. That is where the community comes in. The community has either an annual subscription or a month-to-month. Your first 3 days are free regardless of how you sign up. So you can come in and take a little bit. Try before you buy, as they say, right? Okay. Then the next thing that we have created for you is I want to make sure you stay encouraged along the way. So that's where our shirts, stickers, pins, mugs, those kind of things come in, because it's so nice to, when you're drinking from your mug, to remember one today at a time, or, hey, I am worth the effort it takes to live an intentional life, or this is what my best today looks like, right? These messages are, I'm going to honor the season that I'm in. These messages, I am worthy. I want you to be surrounded by it. And so having that sticker on your laptop or on your phone or on your computer or on your water jug or at your desk or on whatever is really there to be that encouragement. You know, as you can see, I'm trying to literally surround you with everything you need. And then if you find that you need help with connecting to yourself, because connecting back to you is a huge part of this, that's where our journal comes in, the Anytime Today journal, to help you to really learn how to take time and connect and check in with yourself, because you are a person who's worth knowing and to be known by you. Right? And that's where that journaling practice comes in. It is such an important part of my intentional living, and I know it is for so many other people. And so those things collectively work together. And then, of course, I mentioned earlier the Clear Your Mind pads, that practice to help you keep what matters most top of mind and to keep your mind clear. We have people who use those weekly, daily. I'm going to tell you, I found myself using the Clear Your Mind pads a lot more than I even thought I would. I might have to do another episode. In episode 98, which we'll link in the show notes, I talk about the Clear Your Mind practice, but I've been using it. I did it for my kitchen sweep recently, and I shared a picture of that on my blog at shantaegrant.com/blog. I have used used it to take notes in meetings and then write down all the things and then divide, okay, I'm going to do this now, next, and later. So when in my classes that I'm taking for Goldman Sachs, I have been using the Clear Your Mind pads for a lot of things. And it's a great way for me to keep everything in one place and then categorize it and then put it on my calendar. And so what I hope that you will see is that all of our products work together in harmony together, right? They don't fight against each other. Like if you use this and it won't make sense to use that, they're different. No, they all allow you to pick the ones that work best for you, and they work really beautifully together. So if you're looking for the place to start, it's with the guide to planning your months, weeks, and days, and then get the tools to do that. So that's your week to day bundle. The week to day bundle of your choice, you get to pick which weekly pad you want and which daily pad. That's going to help you start that consistency of building, proactively planning your days. Then get in the community to come get the support you need. Remember, the first 3 days are free, so you can come in and get a sense of the space. We're going to link to all of these resources in the show notes, but everything, of course, can be found at besttoday.co. If you have questions, I would love to help you. Email us at hello@besttoday.co. Post your questions in the community. You're going to find that if you post in the community, not only are you going to get the help of the team, but the women in the community, they are there to see you thrive. They're going to give you the answers as well. And so that's why it's such a wonderful place. And I hope this episode has helped you to better understand, okay, why these products? How does it work? How should I start? What's the order I should go in? This is the answer to those questions. Please share this email with friends who you might have shared Best Today with, and this will really kind of help them to think through how to get started for themselves. And don't forget to go to besttoday.co/107 to download your resource checklist that we have for free for you to really help. So give you one place to kind of check off and get started. Thank you for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and worthy of being your best, one today at a time. And you have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on and shout it out as you live it out. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you on the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.